Okay, today what we're going to do is we're going to set up the idle calibration voltage, or the calibration for the throttle position sensor. What I've done is taken a paper clip and I've straightened the one end out and I have inserted it along the wire into the plug. I usually go onto the factory side because it's going to be easier for access to it for this procedure. Alright, on my side it would actually be the green wire. Follow that straight through to the other side, which is the light blue with a black stripe on the factory side. I take an alligator clip, connect it to that paper clip, and connect it to my red lead of the voltmeter. The negative lead of the voltmeter, what I'll do is I will take it and just put it right there into the negative lug of the meter, or the negative lead of the battery. So I then, you see I have turned the key on, hooked the battery cables up, and I've got 0.61 volts on my voltmeter. Sometimes it's a little tricky to get. If you're getting some bad readings on your meter, usually it's because the paper clip is not up into the back of the connector and it's just got a bad connection. So what I will do here is I'm going to demonstrate how this works. If you look here on my meter, I got 0.61. Right now it's set up properly. So what I end up with is a little bit of throttle lever movement, and then that voltage will begin to rise. My full throttle voltage will end up being about 3.8 volts. Could be a little more, could be a little less, like 3.75, 3.95, that's okay. I let it return back to the auto voltage, and it returns back to my 0.61. If the general rule of thumb is about 1/2 turn that you're going to end up taking this screw in on a standard bracket if it's never been moved. See, if I am out too far on the adjustment, what's going to happen is I'm just going to have extra throttle lever movement before that voltage goes up. So you will notice that in your throttle pedal when you go to push it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that screw in until that voltage begins to rise just a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to back it up until I get back to my 0.61. Then that gives me just a little bit of throttle lever movement, and the voltage begins to rise. If you're doing any troubleshooting, what I would do is to move that throttle lever slow by hand and look at that throttle lever and look at your voltage and see that it is just a nice steady climb. It's not dropping, it's not spiking until you get to your full throttle voltage. Okay, and we go back to our 0.61. That's the idle voltage. After you're done this procedure, your most important part is to go into the truck and turn the key back off, then turn the key back on and push the pedal slowly to the floor and let it up slowly. That's the ECM is calibrating to the new sensor's voltage curve and idle validation switch.